You are listening to the Outlaw Podcast with me, your host, Andrea Hall. I am a certified equine gestalt coach, speaker, 3-time author, and lawyer. I help women lawyers who are miserable in their career, struggling with mental and emotional health issues, wanting to have fun in their lives, and struggling to be selfish. After fulfilling my dream of being a criminal defense attorney and opening my own law practice right out of law school, I thought I had it all. While at the height of my career, my 18-month-old puppy died, and I thought, what am I killing myself for? Sometime later, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and my world turned upside down. It was in that moment I realized something had to change. This podcast is about sharing my journey with you about what is possible in your life outside the legal profession, stopping the adulting and being able to play as a child, inspiring you to dream again. Let the journey begin. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Outlaw. I'm your host, Andrea Hall. Gosh, my feminine is on the rise. So what I have been noticing over the last couple days is the fear and panic that is in the legal profession as well as everywhere else in the world. Yet I have found it amazing that women in our profession who are such strong advocates and such strong women in the courtroom and in the legal system, I see them actually crumbling. The fear of how am I going to communicate with my clients? The fear of how am I going to make a living? The fear of what am I going to do with my kids? How am I going to pay my bills? Should I close my law practice? Should I figure out a new type of revenue? How am I going to get access to my client files? And I have found that for me, it's about finding that balance, about the creativity. And I spoke about this in my podcast yesterday. The ability to start being creative and thinking outside the box. The world as we knew it yesterday, a week ago, is never going to be the same. This is very similar to how I experienced 9/11, right? Like our world that we exist in today will never, ever be the same. And so this is a huge, huge opportunity for women in the legal profession to really start thinking outside the box. We have to do it every day in the courtroom. We have to be quick on our feet when the judge overrules us, when opposing counsel pulls something out that we didn't know existed, a witness says something that you've never heard of before, a juror does something. There are so many things that we have to be on our toes and be creative about, right? And this is just another opportunity for women in the legal profession to get creative. You have all of the tools to be successful. And that comes from your feminine energy, your creative side. So now is the time to de-escalate and let the masculine take a back seat to the strong feminine woman that you are. Now's the time to take the opportunity of being able to work from home and think of other solutions for the future. Maybe it's that you have a virtual office. You don't need a brick and mortar to continue to practice law. Maybe it's that you adjust your hours that you practice. Maybe it's that you start communicating with clients via Zoom, different meeting groups, Skype. There's so many options nowadays. Clients don't have to physically come to your office to sign a document. There's secure ways for that to happen. And this is a huge opportunity to look at things like relationships and connection with your children, your family members, friends that you haven't talked to in a long time because you've been on the hamster wheel going 100 miles an hour. How about you just take time to clean up your office? There's so many good things to focus on right now, and our fear level is like at the highest it's been since 9/11. And this is a huge, huge opportunity for you to self-reflect and connect within and connect with that divine feminine woman and get creative and think outside the box. Maybe it's time for you to sit down with your kids and show them how to balance a checkbook, how to cook a meal, how to sew on a button. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to read a book as a family and have a book club at home, or do a book club virtually. There's so many things that we already have in place that you can use to be successful, during this time that everyone is needing to shift and change. Things are going to look different. And change is not always easy. However, it can be as easy as you make it. And I think this is an opportunity for us to embrace change and, again, make a difference in your community. This is that opportunity as well. I think us women in the legal profession are being called to do things that we've never done before. This is a huge opportunity for us. And this gives us an opportunity to look at the legal system differently, and so many other things in our life that we had just gotten used to the status quo. And so now we can look inside and be that creative feminine energy and make a difference. It's times like these that things really change in the world. Technology. I mean, if you look at anything that has had a significant impact in the United States or anywhere, I guess, around the world, it is times like these that great things come of the communities that you're surrounded by, as well as innovators. And that's who's going to survive. The people who are able to think outside the box, and I talked about this yesterday. A brewery that's now taking its alcohol waste and turning it into hand sanitizer that people can get for free. Now it's maybe an opportunity for you to cook some soup and take it to an elderly neighbor. Focus on an elderly neighbor who might not be able to go out. Maybe they need medication. Is there someone that you can help with? Is there something that you have that you can offer to someone else? I talked about this yesterday, and I'm about ready to start tomorrow morning a meditation that I can offer to people via Zoom. Just 10 minutes to check in, to get grounded and centered. And that may be the only 10 minutes of the day that you are actually grounded and centered. However, giving yourself 10 minutes a day to get grounded and centered and get your body out of that fight or flight mode, because that's where most of us are right now. Is our adrenaline is pumping, cortisol is getting flushed into our body, and you will not be able to sustain that for very long because your immune system will be shot. And then you have a higher risk of getting this virus, and you don't want that. So you want to be able to take your body out of that fight or flight mode so that your brain goes, I'm not dying, right? So it's just taking that deep breath in and holding it and then letting it go. So if you're taking in a deep breath for 3 to 5 seconds and holding it and letting it out, you want to release it for double the time that you took it in. So if you're taking it in for 3, you want to exhale for 6. If you're taking it in for 5, you're going to exhale for 10. And even if you just do that a couple times, it allows your body enough to relax so that it doesn't feel like it's going to die. And that's key right now in this time, is to get your head out of feeling like it's gonna die. Because it's not, and you're gonna be okay. And it's time to self-reflect and allow your feminine to get super creative. And I've started to see this with other people that I work with in my equine Gestalt business. In fact, we just had a conference call today. I was supposed to be in training. However, due to this virus, we decided not to get together in a group, and we did it via Zoom. And it was amazing. Was it different? Absolutely. Yet we were still able to connect and work on some of the stuff that we would have done in training. And so I encourage you to focus on what is positive. Things that you didn't even know you were capable of already doing. Things that you can use and make a difference. Things that you can think outside of the box, ways that you can be creative, whether that's with a significant other, your children, your business, whatever that looks like for you. Here is an opportunity to allow your feminine energy to rise and be creative. You already have everything you need, and now is the time to allow that to bubble to the top of the surface and make a difference. We have the ability to change the outcome of what is happening, and that's just a matter of changing your mindset. So go out and make a difference. And that doesn't mean that you physically have to leave your house to make a difference. You can do that right on a phone, through an email, through Skype, whatever that is for you. But you have a huge opportunity now to be creative, think outside the box, and make a difference. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Outlaw. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Outlaw. There is life after litigation. If anything I said in this episode resonates with you, call for a free exploratory session to see how I can help you. My horses will give you instantaneous feedback. Unlike traditional talk therapy, you will shift your awareness into real time with the help of a horse. The horses are like lie detectors, flushing out limiting beliefs with a swish of their tail, a shift of their 1,200-pound body, or a simple unwillingness to move. Horses have a way of seeing into the window of our souls. Horses have been connected to humanity since the dawn of time. Their hearts can heal and mend our broken hearts. Simply standing in their presence can change our lives forever, putting the puzzle pieces back together and returning us to wholeness. Horses are restoring the parts of us that have been missing. You can call us at 970-682-4405 to set up your appointment today. Want to be inspired daily? See about our latest events or purchase a copy of my books? Go to our website at www.witherswhisper.com. That's
whisper.com, or you can follow us on any social media venue at Withers Whisper. Until the next episode, listen to the whispers.